Alright, thank you and welcome to my channel. This is Felix Barbie. Thank you very much for streaming this video right now. Today I'll be taking you through some diminished movements and some diminished passing chords. But before that, I would like you to kindly subscribe to my channel if you are new here. If this is your first time, just click the notification button so you are not going to miss any video. Alright, so let's jump straight into the video. I'm trying as much as possible to keep this video very short. Okay, so before we get into the movements, what's a diminished chord? Someone will say, "Oh, Felix, I don't really know what a diminished chord is." All right, so a diminished chord. Let me put it in practical terms. To find a diminished chord in any key, firstly, there are only 3 diminished chords on the keyboard. There are only 3. The rest, if Felix, someone will say, "Felix, we have 12 keys on the keyboard and you are saying there are only 3 diminished chords." There are only 3 because the rest are just inventions of the 3. So you have 4 keys on the keyboard. One diminished chord can provide about 4 diminished on that same one diminished chord. So how am I saying that? Let's take a key like C. If you want to find a diminished chord of C, all we'll do is you count 3 half steps from C. 3 half steps from C. So from C, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we counted 3 half steps. So the notes of the diminished chord are 3 half steps apart. So this is one way of finding the diminished chord of any key using the half step approach. You can also use the formula 1, flat 3, flat 5, and the 6 of any key. So that's another way. So let's try it in the key of F sharp. Let's try it in the key of F sharp. Okay, so this F sharp. Let's count 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this F sharp diminished. F sharp diminished. So I said there are only 3 diminished chords on the keyboard. Why? So if we take C diminished chord like this, when we find the invention of this, we send the C to the other side. This becomes E flat diminished. E flat diminished. And it was gotten from the C diminished. Have you seen it? So this E flat diminished. If we invent it again from E flat to the other side, we are going to get F sharp diminished. So from just the C diminished, we are getting E flat diminished. We are getting F sharp diminished. When we invent this chord again, this to the other side, we are getting A diminished. A diminished. So you now understand what I'm saying. We have only 3 diminished chords on the keyboard. If you take C sharp, so the 3 are C sharp, and D. All the rest are gotten from the 3. So if we take C sharp like this, C sharp, let's count the half steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have C sharp diminished. If we try to find the inventions of this C sharp to the other C sharp, we have E diminished. So if we want to reinvent it again, from E to the other E, we have G diminished. From G to its octave, we have B flat diminished. From B flat to B flat again, we are back to C sharp diminished. So this is just a recap on the diminished chords. If you don't really know how to find the diminished chord of any key, 1, I said just pick the key and count 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is C diminished. So if you don't want to use this approach, I gave you a formula: 1, flat 3, flat 5, and 6. Why am I calling this flat 3? Because when you are playing the major scale 1, 2, 3, this is a major scale of C. 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd degree of the scale. So this is 3. So you flat it, it becomes flat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. When you flat it, you have flat 5. So that's it. I hope you got that. Alright. So this is how to find the diminished chords of any key. Right, we are in the key of C today. I want to show you a pattern to the two. So if you are playing a chord like this, before I get into the chords, I want you to get this melody. Get a melody. So what we are going to do is that with this melody, we are going to play the diminished chords that have their last notes on these melodies. So how are you going to find the diminished chord that has C sharp as its last note? All you have to do is you can still use the half step approach. You can count it backwards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Have you seen it? So before that, I'll entreat you to go through all the diminished chords. Be very familiar with them. If you are very familiar with them, that's how you can be doing your movements in diminished. So I gave you a melody. This is what we are going to use when we are going to the 2. Now we are going to play, as I said earlier on, we are going to play the chords that have this note as their last notes. All right, so let's find for this. We already found for the C sharp here. We said it's E diminished. So if you want to find for the D, as I said, you can count backwards. 1, 2, 3. Then you hold it. 1, 2, 3. You hold. 1, 2, 3. You hold it. So this will be the second chord. Now, how to find the diminished chord of the diminished chord that has this as the last note? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I think we are done. So we are going to play what I played. We are going to use the diminished chords to play it, and it will sound like this. All right. We are the 2 is our destination. That's where we want to go. So I've seen that. All right. Now we are going to spice it up more a little. We are going to play them in drop 2. What is drop 2 voicing? We are going to use drop 2 voicings to play them. What are drop 2 voicings? Drop 2 is when you take any chord at all. Let me take F major, and you drop the second highest note. So the first highest note is the one coming from the right. So this is the first highest note of this chord. Now this is the first highest note, second highest note, third, like that. So now this is the first highest note, and I said we are dropping the second highest note. So this will be the second highest note from the right. So you can pick any chord at all. It can be this will be the first highest note, the C will be the second highest note, and it follows that way. So if you take any chord, just drop the second highest note. So assuming I want to play this in drop 2, this will be the first highest note, the second highest note. I'll drop it and play it at the lower octave. So I'll have something like this. I've seen that. All right. So if I have a chord like this is F sharp. This will be the first highest note, second highest note. So I'll just drop this and play it at the other octave. So this is how it will sound. So that's the idea about drop 2. Now let's come back to our chords. This is our first chord. This is the first highest note. This is the second highest note of the chord. So meaning we are dropping this chord and playing it at the lower octave. So instead of playing this, we'll play. Let's go again. Have you seen it? So that's the movement. Now I'm gonna use on the E diminished. I'm not going to play it straight like this. I'm gonna use these notes as a pattern. So I'll play something like this. To your tune. Have you got that? All right. So how can you use it in your songs? If you have a song like Dynasty, Dynasty. I really love Dynasty because it's one of the most popular local songs in Ghana. So Dynasty. Let me go again. So that's how you can use that. So any song at all, if you want to go to the 2, so that's a very nice passing chord using diminished chord. All right, the second one I want to show you is that if you are going to the 6, with the 2 we used this as the melody. All right, some people say D, re, mi, so far. So that's what we did. If you are going to the 6, that's the 6. We are in the key of C, the 6. Let's use this melody. We use this melody, and we are applying the knowledge that we got from the first one. So we are going to play it in diminished chords. Then you are back to your 6. Did you get it? So I said use this melody, but play it in diminished and look for the diminished chord that has this as the last note. So you count it back 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. That's how I had this. Right, so let's play it again. So if you want to use the same drop 2, it will sound like this. Alright, so how can you use it in your songs? One friend of Jesus Christ. So you can do something like this. One friend of... So that's how you can use it in your songs, and I think this has helped you a lot. I know I went fast. I went very fast. But if you rewatch the video and you slow it down to your pace, you see the concept that I want to make here. So thank you very much for watching. I'll be coming back with more stuffs. So I would like you to kindly subscribe to my page, my channel, sorry, and press the notification button as well.